So if you've got a wound, or if you have PTSD, or if you have any kind of a problem, there are so many things that people don't know how to handle. They don't know how to heal. They don't know what to do about them. But there are things that can be done. And one of the things that has been done in the past and has been amazingly effective is hyperbaric therapy. So here we are at Strong Life Physiotherapy located in Provo, Utah. We're going to go in and we're going to talk to the man himself in just a moment. So, I'm back from 1865, and I love healing people. I love uniting nations. Well, in this particular case, we're about to see how another man here in Provo, Utah, has been uniting people to their better selves. So here we are with Dr. Ludlow. Thank you so much for joining us for a moment, Dr. Ludlow.
Yes.
We're here taking a look at your facility, and I think you've got a number of these chambers that have made it affordable for people to start getting hyperbaric therapy. Now you were talking a moment ago about hyperbarics and how amazing it is, but it's been enormously expensive, and you talked about how the history of it, how it came about. Tell our people just a little bit about a little bit of the history. What you were mentioning something about the Spanish flu. I had no idea that anything was happening with hyperbarics at the time of the Spanish flu.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been around in some form since the 1600s, and during the Spanish flu, early 1900s, they're starting to use it to help people recover from the Spanish flu with some success, although it fell under scrutiny in the medical community to where it fell out of favor, and it's been kind of in and out of favor for a while until more recently they started using it in dive medicine to basically help treat or cure the bends for divers that ascend too fast. But they started looking into more and more applications, doing more and more research until today, when it's actually got thousands and thousands of studies on it for a wide variety of conditions. And now it's available in a form that's more affordable that more people can have access to.
So I kind of think that what I'm familiar with is that hyperbaric chambers are used for wound therapy. That's the only place that I really knew about it being used. But my understanding is that it's used for a lot more than that. And so in a moment, I'd like you to talk a little bit about that. But I just think that's extraordinary that not only is it healing that some of the things that we think of that I would have thought of as exterior issues, but it's healing interior issues as well.
Yeah, so it actually heals from the outside in. Even though we see a wound healing on the outside of the body, the pressure in the chamber is actually helping the oxygen absorb more effectively into your blood and delivering it to your cells. And that's one of the main uses that people are aware of is for wound healing. But there's about 15 FDA approved conditions, and that's what you're going to see it used for in hospitals. But by delivering oxygen to the tissues throughout the body, there's actually a lot more applications for hyperbarics. Not that much of a stretch to think, hey, if it can help heal a wound, it can help heal other conditions in the body.
And that's how they made that leap from it heals wounds to it heals things interior as well. I was just asking Dr. Ludlow what he thought one of the more extraordinary miracles of hyperbarics was. And so you were saying, tell us again.
Yeah, so we had a case of sudden hearing loss come in where usually they'll do some kind of anti-inflammatory treatment, and if that doesn't work, often the hearing loss can be permanent. Well, it didn't work in this case, the anti-inflammatory treatment, so she came in for hyperbaric, and she started to notice within that first week or two that her hearing was improving, and within about 3 weeks her hearing was completely restored from zero hearing in that ear to back to 100% normal.
So it was a single ear of hearing loss.
Mm-hmm.
That's extraordinary. So to me, that is like way exciting, since I think I've lost about 80% of my hearing, and so I'm walking around with hearing aids, and my loss is not something that's easily correctable. So I got some pretty powerful hearing aids in, but it alters sound in a way that's I really miss being able to hear. So that's a super inspiring story that that someone got. How close to complete recovery did she get?
Oh, 100% is what.
She got it all back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's extraordinary. That's the West way cool. So so now I think that you guys do some other things besides just hyperbarics here. So it'll be fun to show those. So if it's okay, let's go take a quick look at the chambers. So the chambers used to be made of metal, I suspect, and that's why it used to be thousands of dollars, or at least certainly hundreds of dollars. Maybe originally it was thousands of dollars to do hyperbarics, and now it's less than that.
Yeah, we can really, give access to a lot of people because it's much more affordable. I mean, $50 to $70 a session versus hundreds in a lot of other clinics or hospitals. Yeah, they're not even going to let you in even with a fistful of cash. That's just not how they operate.
Right. So instead of these giant metal containers that people would get into and they would pressurize them up, now we have what's a little more affordable. We have these. I guess I'm going to say plastic.
They're soft shell chamber they'll actually feel quite hard, but they pressurize to enough pressure to have a positive effect, but not the higher pressures that you need for certain conditions, but a lot of
so you can get high enough. You can get high enough to make these to make it effective.
Yeah, it's easier on the system. Delivers oxygen at a higher level, lowers inflammation, puts more oxygen in the cells.
So funny enough, you've got this glass end here. I'm not sure what you call this, but on TV, when the divers are in the chambers where they're getting pressurized, that looks like a diver's chamber to me. Okay, so in this room we've got 3 of these chambers. So when they pressure them up, they become like as solid as feels like almost like wood or something. I mean, well, that's what the right word is, but solid.
Yeah, it'll feel solid. When they're pressurized.
So these are the chambers. These are amazing. Is there anybody in this chamber that we're seeing right this second?
Yeah, someone's coming out of that one here.
Okay, so you're depressurizing this one as we speak. Okay. So when they're when it's nobody's in it, this is what it looks like. So this is unzipped. It's heavy, but anyway, so you unzip that, climb in, and you're off and running. So, Dr. Ledlow, so you also combine the red light therapy with the hyperbarics. Why do you do that?
So red light therapy on its own.
So you were saying that that on its own.
Yeah, on its own, red light will stimulate the cells to help have a healing effect, help bring down inflammation. So the two work differently, but can help basically have a synergistic effect. And also the red light's going to bring blood flow to an area. So if we do red light before, during, or after hyperbaric, it'll bring more blood flow, which is going to be carrying more oxygen to those tissues that we want to target. So if a joint is painful or the low back, we can do red light in the chamber or before or after, to where we're getting more blood flow with more oxygen to those tissues.
So I presume that you've had some pretty spectacular effects with both of those.
Yeah, I mean, we see people with back pain, with joint pain, but a lot of times we have a full body panel, so people with systemic conditions, so like autoimmune conditions, fibromyalgia, where we want to stimulate more of the body, we can do that as well, and it just enhances the effects.
This is a little more information about how the magic, the miracle of this kind of hyperbaric oxygen therapy works, including the phone number, which hopefully you can see perfectly, 385-236-3065. And these are the inward signs of improvement. That's extraordinary. So hopefully you can read these, but the fourth one down says lengthens the telomeres, age reversal. So that is extraordinary. Yo hablo español. Take a look.